What's going on, Canes fan? Welcome to Junior the Big Dog, your favorite father and son duo covering Miami Hurricanes football and sports. Before we go ahead and get into the introductions of Big Dog and everybody else, man, I just want to ask anybody that's maybe new to our channel to go ahead and subscribe, hit that like button, hit the notification bell so you guys can get notified anytime we do upload a video. We go live every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. We also do player breakdowns. We cover recruiting quite a bit. So all your fixes for Miami Hurricanes football, man, right here. Best father and son duo doing it on YouTube, man, when it comes to Miami Hurricanes football and sports, man. So you already know, hit that like button if you can as well. It'll really help us out, man. If you guys want to contribute to, financially, there's our PayPal. You can do it through Super Chat. You can do it however you want. But the best way you can help out the Junior and the Big Dog is by just hitting that like button, sharing with your friends, your family, whoever it is that may be, and hitting that subscribe button, man. We're trying to get those subs up. So with that being said, getting that out of the way, what's up, Big Dog?
What do you say, everybody? Good evening. Got a lot of our Junior and the Big Dog family here. Let me run down some of the roll call here. 863, what do you say? Daryl Young, JR, Pack Addict, Orange and Green Blood, Cohen. It's all about the U, Cohen.
Yes,
That's
sir.
for you, buddy. Good evening. Let's see here. I mentioned Taz, Johnny Utah, Captain Trips. What do you say?
Mad respects to Captain Trips, man.
Absolutely.
A Gator fan, and he's always in here supporting Junior the Big Dog.
Thank you so much, Captain Trips. I hope you know it's appreciated. LeBrant Alston, Richard Hill, New York City Kane, Ben Pratt, Janelle, what do you say? Good evening. King Wood, Hurricane Neil, Mr. 405 Kane.
We got the couple in here. We got
Brett,
Gallo Negro and his significant other in here.
That's right.
Because Gallo Negro is actually LeBrant.
That's right.
So
that's right.
Janelle is his significant other. So
And
we're glad for you guys to join us.
His better half. Muck City, what do you say?
I'm seeing a lot of new people in here, man.
Yeah, that's a blessing. You guys,
I love it, man.
Well, Gerson's been with us for a while though. I don't think he can make it every time though. Dennis, what do you say, Dennis? Long live the king. I like it.
Hey yo.
And speaking of which, listen, man. Whoever tries to tackle De'Aaron King, man, pack a lunch. Pack a lunch, because man.
What up, CJ?
He has some serious shake, man.
Yeah, man. I figured tonight, Big Dog. Well, since we didn't necessarily do a video post game, it's so hard, man, because me and the Big Dog don't like stepping on anybody's toes, man. And there's so many post game shows out there, so it's like, sometimes we want to do a post game, but Wholesome One has this thing, Alonzo has this thing, Coach Coop has this thing. I know I'm missing some others, man. So it's kind of hard, man. Like we're not big fans of going live when other people go live, man. So sometimes it's hard to go ahead and do that. What up, Chuck? Mug City Kane,
Big Nasty. What do you say, Thomas?
But I figured we'll go ahead and obviously we're gonna jump into Louisville, even though they don't know how to spell and the grammar is terrible. Because I don't know if you saw that on Twitter, Big Dog. But a little disrespectful having I never seen a cardinal in water. Like they had this little wallpaper up and it had the Louisville player and then it said Saturday, but it was spelled wrong, I guess, because they're trying to refer to their coach. But you didn't even have that capitalized. And you didn't even have September capitalized. I mean, it was just terrible.
Hey guys, is it just me, or do you hear Junior breaking up? It might be me, might be on my side.
It might be the Ohio internet.
Yeah, but I hear you the same way now. Let us know, guys, if you hear Junior good or if you hear him a little choppy.
Yeah, so let me know, guys. So yeah, man. We're gonna get into Louisville. Obviously, we're gonna give he says no, all good. So
check the connection on your mic though, because that's what. Oh, so maybe it is me on my end then.
Check the connection. Is breaking. They're saying it's breaking up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your volume, the audio is choppy. See if make sure it's plugged in all the way your mic and stuff. Because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like as if the mic was not all the way in.
Oh, that's not good. It says both of us are choppy. No, this
Oh,
can't
both
be.
of us are choppy. That's not good.
All right, hold on.
Yeah,
Right?
they do say it's going in and out.
I'm going in and out.
I think they said both of us are going in and out.
Hello. No, my mic's fine here on the mic.
Now you sound good, though.
It's like a connection issue.
Yeah, I think so too, Brandon. Thank you. Thank you guys for the feedback.
Not on YouTube. You perfect. But audio sounds good. Seems better now. We good now? We good now, family?
I think we're good. I think it sounds better, at least on my end.
What up, Brandon? So what up, 247? Nah, we're on StreamYard. Okay, cool. Kareem says we're good. YouTube, all good. Okay, cool, for sure.
Yeah, Big Nasty says that Ellie disconnected the line because of the FSU losing to Georgia Tech.
Yeah, nah, she actually entered the transfer portal as well.
Oh, man. Again, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to Christian.
I'm sorry. Somebody commented something about that you're trying to mess with my internet. And I said that, you're still a little upset about what you saw. I mean, right? I'm just saying, you got players like leaving your program. So I mean, if you leave, I mean, it's not the worst thing you can do. Better players, you guys. All right.
Yeah, Brett says it's still messing
you
up.
You want to make another bet? You want to make another bet this year? You want to make another bet? You want to make another bet? Because I'll put you in that U gear again. You don't want to make another bet? Why not? All right.
Yeah, they did say it was still chopped. I think it's better now.
Okay. Anyways, all right, man. So yeah, we're gonna get to Louisville, obviously, but I figured we'll go ahead and
recap UAB.
Obviously, we're gonna talk about Christian Williams entering the transfer portal.
You know what I like to do with UAB is on top of do the recap that you're gonna do statistically and stuff, and then just break it down each position group of how we think they did, and then we move to Louisville.
Yeah, I'm good with that, man.
Want to do that? Let's do that.
I'm good. Yeah.
Captain Script says maybe we need to restart the show.
I would, Captain Chips, if everybody else, if it was bad for everybody else, but I'm getting mixed comments here that people are saying that's good. So if it's good,
it's been, but I think it is the Wi-Fi on your end.
How do you know it's the Wi-Fi on my end, man? Stop blaming on my Wi-Fi.
If it was just my end, I'm the only one that would sound like that. The fact that both of us sound like that, it has to be you.
If you're on the phone, it's messing up. If you're on a computer, it's fine. Oh,
I got you. Okay. Yeah, I'm not 247. I'm with you, man. I know people are really high in Louisville, and I get it. They're ranked 18th right now, and we're ranked 17th. But I'm not. I mean, not that it's not. I wasn't high on them last year either. Now they do have some playmakers. They do have some playmakers. I mean, we know about Tutu, and we know what he can do. But that does, you can have a player or two or three or four. Doesn't necessarily mean that I'm impressed with the team as a whole. And I know this is Scott Satterfield. I do think he's going to be successful. I think he's a very good coach. I think he's one of the best offensive minds out there. I'm not going to say. I mean, I'd put him in the same group with Brett Lashley, let's say, as those offensive minds that are next generation, 10, 15 guys that everybody knows that are on the rise. So. And Satterfield's one of those. But by the same token, I think we definitely have a talent edge. You want to go ahead and do the stats first, and then we'll go position group by position group.
Yeah, I just like went on YouTube to check our stream, and it's the weirdest thing happening. It's like it's going black, and it's going, and then it's cutting in and out on YouTube, like on my phone. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't know what to do, man.
I mean, the only thing we could do is start it over again. But let's see. 863 says it's still in and out. Captain Tripp said it's good on his TV.
Yeah, but I think people are having issues on their phones though. I don't think
Yeah,
it's
Canes for Life is saying you going in and out, fam. Also.
damn, bro.
See, Orange and Green Blood, it's not me this time. He said, hi, your internet is like James Blackman, in and out.
It's messing up again.
Yeah.
Damn it, man.
I think it has to be your Wi-Fi, dude, this time. It's not me.
I don't think I don't think it's a Wi-Fi thing, man, because it's not like I'm choppy. It's like going black and then it's like blinking type of thing. It's not I'm not like chopped up. You understand what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Like when the internet connection is messed up, but whatever,
Right.
man. Yeah, I saw that, Brandon. That's weird, man. Damn it. I'm on my Xbox.
And he says it's good.
Speaking of which, that PS5 finally is coming out, baby.
When is it coming out?
November 12th, I believe. And China doesn't get it's not my Samsung, baby.
Yeah, Cynthia.
All right, man.
Manny addressed it, and I know some people might have not liked the way Manny addressed it because Manny he said good things about Christian, but at the same time sort of threw him under the bus a little bit, saying that maybe Christian wasn't competing as hard as he could on Green Tree.
That's not what he said. That's not what he said, though.
Come on, man. That's what he said without saying it.
Well,
if a guy says, "Oh, he's really good. He's a great kid, great family, this and that," but we have a standard of Green Tree, and we have highly competitive guys at that position. What is he saying?
Yeah, no, what I got from it was that
because here's the thing I don't get. And listen, you guys know when I think it's on Manny or the coaching staff, I have no hesitancy to call their name and to call them out on it. When I think it's on the player, I say it's on the player. Okay. In this circumstance, what I don't understand is this. What exactly are you accomplishing? You can't play now anywhere this year except for Miami, right?
Hey, that's a quick one. That's my gamer tag on PS4, soon to be PS5. So,
okay.
If anybody wants to get whooped in any game, I mean, you name it. I mean, you know what time it is. What's up, Clavon?
What do you say, Clavon? I'll put it this way. Number one, it cost him no eligibility to stay at Miami because it's a free year, right? NCAA announced it. It's a free year.
Yeah.
So that means no matter what, he is a sophomore, regardless, right? Come next year too. So the only place you could play this year is Miami, right?
Yeah.
Can't play any place else but Miami. So why exactly are you entering the transfer portal now and not sticking it out at Miami when you could have entered in the spring and actually had some film?
Yeah.
For people to see. So now people basically have to go back to high school or see. He did play almost all special teams last season. Okay, but that's not really, they're not going to actively recruit you as a corner because are they going to have to go back to your high school tape? I mean, seriously, that's the case. So I don't understand what he was gaining by sitting out, other than him being upset. And listen, when you're young, you and I did it when we were young too. You make rash decisions sometimes. You act on emotion instead of logic. Okay, so that might be the case with Christian. But
so what you think? You think it was kind of one of those things where he feels or he felt like he should have been.
He feels he's better than Ivey. And
right.
I agree with him. I think he has a much higher ceiling than DJ Ivey.
One of the things that I called was, before the season started, was give me a position on offense and give me a position on defense where you think somebody's going to ultimately take a starting job.
Right.
And the first thing I said was, I think Christian Williams is gonna take Ivey's job.
Right.
Like I just the inconsistency with Ivey worries me.
And you can make a case. Opening week, he had the worst game of any defensive player. At least any defensive player that got a good amount of snaps.
Well, also I mean the highlights, the biggest plays of the game, I think for UAB, you got the touchdown catch, you got the a long pass, missed tackles. You know what I'm saying? We're not just talking about coverage. We're also talking about missed tackles, poor angles.
Look at that TD pass. He did not pick up the ball. He flat out did not pick up the ball.
Right.
So coverage wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But you don't turn around and the ball just sails right by you. It's 6.
Yeah. I mean, and something that we've been noticing a trend with Ivey is not getting his head around when he needs to, and there's been many plays, man, that you just turn your head around, it's a pick, and I mean, listen, we have seen Ivey bounce back from bad games, and hopefully we see that happen this weekend against Louisville, and hopefully, I mean, he picks it up, because listen, what I want to see is, if we keep on seeing this Ivey, then Manny either gives somebody else a shot, and if he doesn't give somebody else a shot, then we got bigger issues to worry about in terms of our quarterback depth.
Takori played like 29 snaps.
You did? Takori's a dog, man. Listen,
he misplayed that one pass that went over his head, but he misplayed that one. But at the same time, he was being aggressive.
One of the suggestions I made to Big Dog earlier, and I was high on him coming.
But hold on, before you say that, here's the point I have. If I'm Christian Williams, I see the game that DJ Ivey had, and what I see is an opportunity.
I guess
you know what I'm saying? Because if Ivey lights it up, picks off 2 passes, they don't complete any on him, and he makes 12 tackles and lights it up, then I'm thinking, well, damn, I don't have an opportunity.
Right. But now, but
Ivey gave you an opportunity now.
I get that, Big Dog. But then this is where I'm at with the whole Christian Williams situation. If we're seeing those, errors that we're seeing from Ivey, then maybe Williams just hasn't been showing a coaching staff that he's ready to take that starting role.
But that's where I get back to what Manny said. And what Manny said, without saying it, is we have a young man who maybe doesn't compete in practice as hard as he should.
Could be.
Now, Johnny Utah said maybe he's just homesick. Listen, that's a possibility. Young man is from Alabama. That's a possibility. That is just homesick. Listen, a lot of young men are homesick, especially with what's going on with the pandemic. They want to be close to home. One of the problems he had was he plays a little bit too high. He doesn't play low enough. Now he's tall, he's 6'1", which is a good size for a corner. It's sort of where the size that you want him nowadays, because you want that tall corner, but you have to be able to play low. And that's basically simple, guys. That's a coaching technique, coaching point, is when you play low, you can adjust. Because listen, what is a cornerback doing? They're adjusting direction constantly to what the receiver's doing. Okay, so then when you're a cornerback, you have to be able to get down low and then be quick in and out of your breaks, because you're following that receiver now, and also your pattern recognition.
Besito Pitu.
Is he running a slant? Is he running? You have to. Those are things that you have to be able to pick up quickly. And I did know that last year they worked a lot on that, because Mike Rumpf felt that Christian Williams would play too high, and he had to get his hips down. From what I understand, this spring he was actually looking really, really good. Now I understand if he thought maybe he was looking that well that he was going to get more snaps, because how many snaps did he end up getting?
8.
8 snaps total.
I think so.
I think something was single digits for sure. I thought it was even lower than that, but it was single digits regardless. I get that it has to be frustrating if you felt that you were going to, if not start, at least get a lion's share of snaps, and that doesn't happen. That's frustrating. But the problem is this, and I hope somebody positive is getting in his ear and letting him understand that when you start quitting in things in life, that becomes a really bad habit. That becomes a really bad habit. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes to quit.
Listen, man.
But in that situation,
we before you continue, we have to say this. This is all assumptions that we're making.
correct. But listen, Manny gave you reason to make those assumptions.
All right.
By his comments.
Maybe, but maybe there's some other underlying issue or some other beef.
Think Manny made it really clear.
All right, big dog. I'm just saying, like, yeah.
And normally, I've been one to call out the coaching staff when I think that they're doing a player wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think that Christian Williams won that starting job. Frankly, I don't.
All right, maybe he didn't, but and one thing that can attribute to that maybe that we're starting to see some things moving, in a more positive direction when it comes to managing the depth chart on this team. I think Usman Traore didn't have a bad game.
He did,
but the coaching staff thinks that Ja'Kai Clark
could have a better game.
So the fact that it didn't take Usman Traore to have a terrible game,
to fall flat on his face, right?
For him to get replaced leads you to believe that
things are going better.
Maybe guys that deserve to be on the field. But then when you trot out there, Marshall Few ahead of X, then I go back to my certain questions of mine, like are we playing favorites or we're not playing favorites?
Right.
That's no knock on Marshall Few.
No, I get it.
But listen, man, our receivers, in my opinion, and yes, you could blame the offensive line, you could blame a multitude of things last year. But I think some of our receivers didn't perform too well either. And we got to be honest. Okay, yep. There wasn't a lot of separation. There was some plays where guys just flat out either quit on their routes or maybe didn't go for a ball. So there's been issues at the wide receiver position as well. Okay. And my only thing is you hear X lighting it up in the scrimmage. Okay. You're hearing great things from Keyshawn Smith.
Reading. We did see a little bit of Reading. So my only thing is I would like to see some more freshmen playing. I would like to see some of the freshman wide receivers. I think X is special, man. I really do. I really do think he's special. I also like to see Jeremiah Payton get on the field more.
Yeah. But yeah. So whatever, man. Listen. At the end of the day, Christian Williams, man, I had high hopes for you. I thought you were gonna take DJ Ivey's job, but hopefully DJ Ivey bounces back. I wish nothing for. I'm not gonna bash the young man any further. You need to be better. Plain and simple. That's it. I mean, that's all it comes down to. And I think if anybody knows that, he knows that. So he needs to be better. I think he knows that. The coaching staff knows that. But hopefully he's going to get a chance to go ahead and do that, man. So to Christian Williams, man,
maybe this ends up being like a Cleveland Reed situation and he reconsiders. Maybe he reconsiders and even though it sounded like Manny had closed that door.
It sounds like that door is closed.
It sounded like that door is closed.
And
maybe he could reopen it because I thought that door was closed with Cleveland Reed too, and he came back.
Maybe Jason Marshall reconsiders.
Hey, listen, the opportunity's there. There's no doubt. I mean, I'd like to see
the recruiting battle is never over until it's pen to paper, man.
Because as of right now, we have basically 5 corners. Right?
We got Dunson, we got TC, we got Blades, Ivey,
TC, Dunson, and Marcus Clark. So we have 5 corners. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'd like them to do is because we talked about Frierson possibly moving to corner to provide more depth. Being able to do both striker and corner. You could put Keontra Smith and Amari Carter at striker. and find ways to get your three safeties, your three top-tier safeties in Gervin Hall, Bubba Bolden, and Amari Carter, finding ways to get them on the field at the same time. So you could slide Frierson, and people keep saying that Frierson doesn't have to have the hips. Listen, I think Fryer's ceiling, man.
I did notice
Frierson's
that.
ceiling is up there.
I did notice that because Balom's actually a safety, but I did notice that Manny mentioned his name when he was
Yeah, but
talking about
he mentioned
DBs.
his name at the same time as Dunson. He also mentioned Dunson. He didn't just mention Balom.
That's true.
So and I can tell you, I love Balom at safety. You know, that's one of my favorite players.
Yeah, but Isaiah Dunson's a corner.
Correct, but my point is,
but he mentioned Balom along with the other guys. Along with Balom, he mentioned Balom
and Dunson. He mentioned those two guys. He singled out those two true freshmen about how well they're competing.
Right? No, but I think maybe they're trying out Balom at corner.
I love Balom. I don't think he has cornerback skills.
Okay, I'm just saying what I kind of took from it. I think that's what
I've heard other people take it that way too. I don't see it.
I got you.
I don't see it. It doesn't mean that it can't happen. And I like Balom a lot at safety. I do.
Yeah.
I think he was one of the most underrated kids of the last recruiting class. But at the same time, I don't see those cornerback skills in Brian Balom. I do see him at Jalen Harrell, which I always saw at Jalen Harrell.
Yeah, but they got him at safety.
They got him at safety, but they got Balom at safety too.
Yeah. All right, man. So listen, your takeaways, big dog. Give me some of your takeaways from the UAB game.
Go ahead and run down the stats, so that way everybody has them in case not everybody was up to stuff on the stats.
I think okay. Well, we obviously rushed the ball pretty well. 337 to be exact. 6.5 carries per rush. A lot of
yards per rush.
What did I say?
Carries per rush.
Yeah, that would it kind of be hard to get 6.5 carries.
6.5 yards per rush is one hell of a rushing average.
You ain't kidding me. Passing yards. Obviously, we didn't pass the ball that much.
And by the way, UAB, their strength of their team is their run defense. One of those strengths of their team. Right. So the fact that we ran the ball for 6.5 yards per pop, is huge. And hey, how about the giant marbles on Manny going for it, and then Cam Harris breaking that 66-yard touchdown on 4th and 1 at our own 34.
Yep.
I like that. I love that call. It took a lot of guts.
Yep, 100%.
But anyways, go ahead.
So third down efficiency isn't, it's better percentage-wise than we were last year, but it still is not where you want it to be. We were 7 for 17 on third down, man. 4th down, 2 for 2. So total yards, man, shapes up to 495 to 285 to UAB's. One of the things that we said, in the UAB breakdown or preview, whatever, is that we had to stop the run if we were going to win the game. It's what they do best. It's what UAB does best. I mean, they got talent at the running back position, and what we wanted was to stop the run and make the quarter try to make the quarterback make some plays, man. And we held them to 80 yards. We held them to 3.1 yards per rush. So I mean, that's just amazing. And even considering our fast-paced offense, we still held a slight advantage in terms of time of possession, man. So we saw some of the things that we expected to see when it comes to the fast-paced, up-tempo offense. That was something that was obviously expected.
We ended up running close to 80 plays. How many plays did we run total? I know it was in the 70s. I think it was high 70s.
Yeah, I think we ran 70. I don't have it here on the box score.
Just add the rushes and the passes. Because remember, sacks are counted.
Yeah, but it's not telling me here. So 79 plays.
79 plays, almost 80. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, so 79 plays, man.
That was Brett Lashley's average was 80 last year. I think it was right at 79.8, something like that too.
Yeah. So I mean, so we expected an up tempo. I understand some people wanted to see, more passes. There were some passes.
Guys, you remember we talked about it. We talked about that. I wanted you guys to know that's a spread is a run offense first.
Right.
That a lot of people don't get.
But played
missed a lot of deep shots.
No, not
the
just
passing
that.
game.
Not just that.
We had some deep shots.
We only
that
played. We only played a certain percentage of that playbook. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah. We kept a lot of things to it. And
Very vanilla.
Close to the vest.
Very close to the vest. Expect that to be a different story against Louisville.
I agree.
Okay? I think that the playbook was not. Let's just go put on a showcase on what this offense is going to be around. Be about to put everybody in the ACC on notice. I don't think that's what it was about. I think the fact that they said it, that their defense showed different looks that they didn't prepare for, that they didn't see them play against who did they play against? Central Arkansas. It's completely different defense. So we saw, them basically, just play the game. What the defense gives you it is what it is. Like you said, Big Dog, some passes were left out there by De'Aaron King, man. Timing was a little bit off, man. But listen, and this is something that I was trying to. One of the things I'm getting really sick and tired of seeing, man, is you cry bait. I'm not saying the chat, but I'm saying these Canes fans that no matter what happens, you guys do nothing but cry like little babies as grown men on Twitter just because you don't see 60-something points on the board and De'Aaron King with the 5 touchdown passes and 200 rushing yards and 5 sacks by Jalen Phillips and 2 sacks or 3 sacks by Quincy Roche, and we don't blow out UAB 62-7. Like, guys, not only was this the first game with a new offense, with a new quarterback, no spring ball, barely no summer camp, no summer workouts.
They had one game under their belts. We didn't.
You know what I'm saying? So many factors. You know what I'm saying?
How about the lack of penalties?
That's one of the things I was going to bring up.
Yeah.
3 penalties for 30 yards is basically what the Canes had.
And by the way, we covered.
Yeah.
Let's make that straight. We were 14.5 point favorites, and we won by 17. Right. So we covered. It's not like Central Michigan last year where we won by 5, being favored by 3 touchdowns.
And it could have easily been. I mean, Pope had that muffed punt.
Yeah.
Gave him a short field, which led to a touchdown. So take that out of the. I mean, listen, man. Like, guys, we rushed for over 300 and oh my god,
against a team that prides itself as a run defense. Now, mind you, I get it. It's a Group of 5 school. I get that. I'm not saying we were playing Alabama.
But it's one of the better Group of 5 schools in the country.
Correct. So, and it's a Group of 5 school that actually. I mean, they live and die by running the ball and stopping the run. Yeah. And we beat them in both those situations.
Yeah.
So that says something.
Hey, and we saw what up, Ro? And we saw
what do you say, Ro?
We saw some questionable plays happen that benefited UAB that, I mean, listen, we saw Jennings getting held on one of the runs that we got gashed. I mean, but whatever. It is what it is, man. Refs are going to miss calls sometimes. So, I mean, whatever. One of the things I really enjoy seeing, Big Dog, is I saw Rhett Lashley pull King aside last game, and talk to him more, I feel like, than I saw Dan Enos talk with any of our quarterbacks the entire year last year. One-on-one.
Well, Enos yelled at our quarterbacks an awful lot.
No.
But
I mean, like, it looked like Red Lashley was pulling King aside and coaching. Like, hey, like, why do you do this? You could have done this, and you see them talking, you see the communication there.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's something that we didn't see that much, when it came to Dan Enos and our quarterbacks last year. So that was promising to see, man. Second half, we saw a much different team, man. We straight up gassed UAB. I mean, let's be honest. When was the last time you guys seen such a fast up-tempo offense like we saw against UAB? So that was promising. What else from the bright spots? Pass protection.
You want to go to the unit by unit part?
Yeah, well, let's cover the offensive line. Let's
Well, you want to start off with the offensive line or start off with Derek King first?
let's
Let's
start off
start
with
off with the QB first.
whatever. I mean, we basically talked about it. I mean,
Well, no, but I do want to dive into it a little bit because I think number one, he showed some of the things that we talked about. He's not a good running quarterback. He runs like a good running back. I mean, Derek King is his short area quickness is ridiculous. Is ridiculous. There was guys that knew for a fact they had him and didn't touch him.
Yeah.
And the moves that he can put on guys, the shake that he has, the change of pace, the acceleration is special. He's a special talent running the football. Now, he's a better passer than he showed. He ended up, 17? You got the stats pulled up. 17 of 28, I think. Or 17 of 27?
18 of 27.
18 of 27?
Yeah.
So that's 67%, basically. 66.7. So 67% completion. He ended up with how many yards?
158.
158. All right. So he missed us some deep throws. He missed us some deep throws that were there, that were open. Which, I mean, listen, he'll get better with that and judging, getting that chemistry with the receivers. One of the things I like is the way he throws deep balls. So he didn't show that against.
Yo, Stunner Boy, you know what? To your comment, you know what ticks me off a little bit?
Yeah.
Is that the same people that said that we cannot overlook UAB,
right,
are the same ones complaining about the end result, saying like, "Yo, but come on, it's UAB."
We only beat them 31-14, right?
Right. That's what kind of takes me off. But go ahead.
And everybody saw that game. That was not 31-14. That was not 31-14. We outgained them by over 200 yards.
Yeah.
So in reality, they had one drive because the Mark Pope fumble gave them that short field for one touchdown. And then the other touchdown was their only legitimate drive. They punted the ball, if I'm not mistaken, 9 times. And I think it was like 9 in a row that they had to punt.
Right.
So our defense just stopped them completely. And then offensively, we ran at will. And it wasn't just big runs because those big runs came consistently. And how about the fact that it wasn't just Cameron Harris, that Jalen Rooster looked fantastic, Don Chaney looked fantastic.
Yeah. You had Jalen rush 9 times.
That's more or less the type of score that it really was a 45-7 type game.
9 for 59, Chaney 8 for 52. You had King 12 for 83, and you had Cameron Harris 17 for 134.
Look at that. I mean, that's impressive.
And Burns 4 for 12.
And offensively, Traore didn't have a great day. John Campbell, man, one of the things that Campbell does really, really well usually is run blocking. And he didn't run block all that well. I don't know if he was focusing on the pass blocking so much because you're a starting left tackle now, and that brings its own level of pressure. By the way, Jared Williams was the best player of the offensive line. He had a really good game. Showed you why he's a future NFL tackle. Corey Gaynor, I thought, played really well. DJ Scaife did not. DJ did not have a good game. But listen, when you run for 300 and what was it, 37 yards total?
Yep.
337. When you run for 337 yards and you average 6.5 yards a carry, you're doing a lot of good things. So I'm not going to nitpick on the offensive line. But listen, DJ Scaife didn't have a good game. Usman, I was surprised when he got benched because I don't think he played poorly. I don't think he played great. And I wondered, what was going on because I like Cleveland Reed. I like Ja'Gai Clark. Obviously, Ja'Gai started at right guard a majority of last year. But Usman, I thought, played okay. John Campbell, I thought he looked lost on a couple of running plays. But that's usually his strong suit. So I think overall, the offensive line played really well. I would have had liked to see the cohesiveness, but listen, they change starters with Ja'Kai Clark early in the week, so they have that entire week to gel as a unit. And I'm all for playing the best five, and now we have some depth that we didn't have before. Because now you're looking at Traore as depth, you're looking at Cleveland Reed at tackles. You got Zion, you have Jalen Rivers still. So I'm liking what I see overall of the offensive line. Thought it was a good game. Defensive line. Well, let's talk about quarterback, running backs. I thought did fantastic. All three of them. Robert Burns got a little bit of time. He did well too. But obviously the top three guys are going to be Cameron and then Rooster and Chaney. Receivers did not play well. The receivers did not play well. I think out of the receivers, D. Wiggins had the best game. Pope is he's still not showing what we think he has inside, but we're not seeing it. Peyton, when he got in the game, I thought played well. The young guys didn't really get too much time. They got a little bit of time. None of them really had opportunity to do very much. Brevin Jordan did good. We had another Will Mallory disappearance. He got in there, but
I don't think that's fair though. I think
I'm saying disappearance because he just wasn't in the game plan all that much.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not saying because of him because he didn't. It wasn't like he dropped any passes.
Right, but even Brevin, I mean, he only got three receptions.
Yeah, 3 receptions, but he made a couple of big receptions in that, couple of big plays.
He should have caught that beam that Pierre King threw at him.
Yeah, he short armed that one. He should have,
and that was. You want to talk about threading the needle?
Yeah, beautiful. That was. I don't know if you guys remember the play we're talking about. It was a play that Brevin sort of short armed it, and if he would have stuck his arms out a little bit more,
it was straight like.
Yeah, exactly. He would have done like this. Yeah. He could have done like this, and he really like short armed it. And if you look at that throw, that was a tiny window, man. That was an NFL window.
Yeah,
and De'Aaron King fired it right in that window. That was I thought the best pass he made of the game. Really, I thought that was his best pass because that was a degree of difficulty.
In Brevin's defense, he's not used to seeing balls thrown like that his way.
What do you mean?
I'm saying like the way the quarterback the seesaw battle was last year.
Oh, you mean with no, but I think that was just he just short armed it. I mean, he
did.
So but that was a really nice throw. And listen, De'Aaron would be the first to tell you it wasn't his best game as a thrower. We
all saw that.
But the receivers also weren't getting a ton of separation, and that was troubling.
But that's something that goes back to my point, which I think we saw last year as well, big dog. You know what I'm saying? And I understand sometimes they did get separation, so you wonder to yourself, did some of these wide receivers that we currently have on our roster maybe not run the routes as hard anymore because of the offensive line and the inconsistent play at quarterback that we had last year? Maybe, but I'm not buying that excuse. But that could very well be. Now, but we're still kind of seeing it sort of the same thing against UAB. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's my reasoning for wanting to see more of our freshmen wide receivers play, man.
And
I want to see X. I want to see Michael Redding. I want to see Keyshawn. Like these are guys that, hey, come on, man.
And there was a couple of plays that De'Aaron, tucked and ran, but for the most part, De'Aaron King keeps his eyes downfield. He wants to give guys the opportunity to make plays. Yeah. And you see a lot of times he'll move around in the pocket just to buy himself an extra second to see if somebody comes open.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a lot of separation a lot of times.
Yeah.
And
all right.
So the receivers I definitely was not happy with. If I give like a grade, I give De'Aaron a B. I give the running backs an A. Give the offensive line a B, I would say. The receivers, man, I give a D. I really do.
Yeah.
And the tight ends maybe give them a B also or a B minus. That's at the end of the day, they blocked really well. They really did.
Who?
The tight ends.
Yeah.
The tight ends blocked really well.
They did.
So I got to give him credit
Speaking
for
of
that.
blocks, how about De'Aaron King going out there?
Twice, 2 different blocks.
Yeah.
How much did you guys love that? The way, obviously, we kept praying he wasn't getting hurt, but the way De'Aaron got down on the field and laid a couple of blocks, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah. Miller, you know you want no part of that, man. You're about to lose to the Miami Hurricanes for the 4th straight year.
Who's that?
That's you went to my wedding, man. That's my wife's best friend's husband,
Oh,
Miller.
I got you. What you say?
He was like the life of the party, man. He was like one of the people that was like the life of the party at our wedding.
Hey Miller, I remember we had. I got to meet him. I got to hang out with him a little bit.
Yeah.
How did FSU do opening week against Georgia Tech?
No, he ain't gonna want to respond to that. FSU 3 blocks this past weekend.
But anyway, what do you say, guys? Now should we go ahead and go to the defense?
So that's it. No, you didn't cover our safeties.
No, go to the defensive side. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
All right. Defensive line, overall, played well. I thought they did real well against the run for the most part.
They knew they had to get rid of that ball quick.
Yeah. And I'd like to see a little bit more penetration on the running plays. We didn't have a ton of tackles for losses. How many TFLs did we have? Do you have the box score up there? I don't think we had more than maybe 3 or 4. Maybe 5 at most. And I'd usually like to see double that, especially against a team like UAB. How many TFLs did we have?
Against UAB, I think we only had. I know Jennings had 2. Nesta had 1. Even though I thought Nesta had 2.
I credited Nesta with 1.5 actually.
Yeah, so I think we had like 3. No, here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 total.
Okay, I'd like to see.
Women's Steed had half. Jalen Phillips had half. That was Jalen Phillips. That was the. Oh no, never mind. That was a different play. You saw the one where they almost killed the quarterback. Him and Roche met at the quarterback.
At the QB. Yeah. I think Jalen's gonna have a big game against Louisville. But go ahead. So defensive line. I'd like to see a little bit more penetration while maintaining gap integrity.
But hey,
good.
I think we're starting to see the Nesta we've been waiting to see.
Yeah. I thought this was his best game so far as a pro. I think.
Yeah, that was the brightest spot to me, man. It felt like Nesta
and he's staying on the field. So his cardio is much better.
Conditioning. That's always been one of the things when it comes to Nesta that me and the big dog have talked about was, yeah, he's a dog. Yeah, he's nasty, but. After a couple plays, he's doing this.
Yeah.
And so it sure looks like Nesta's in much better conditioning, which is good to see.
At the end
he was living in the backfield.
In all fairness, last year, he had that nagging injury. It's tough, man. When you have a nagging injury like that, when it's your lower body, you really can't do cardio. You can't do conditioning. And, man, it's hard. So last year, I'll give him a pass on last year. But he looked good. He looked like the Nesta that we've been expecting. Thought Ford played well. Jordan Miller, I expect a little bit more from Jordan. I don't think that was his best game. Defensive ends, Quincy got a sack. In fact, I think that was our only. How many sacks are they showing? Because I think that was the only sack. It was Quincy.
Yep.
So I'd like to see a little more.
And you love it. You saw how he threw up that U. That's a transfer, baby.
Yeah. Jalen, man, I hate to do this, but I got to do this. Blake Baker, man. Most important job a coordinator has is taking the skill sets of his players and maximizing those skill sets. Okay.
What did you see, Big that you didn't like?
His uses of Jalen Phillips. Jalen's a guy I want on the field every passing down. Period. Okay. I know Quincy has all the stats. I get that. and he has all the record, and Jalen doesn't yet at the college level.
Well, remember, Jalen's been out of football for quite some time.
I get that. But
like it's different when
he played plenty of snaps.
Right.
But I saw him running way too many stunts, running Jalen inside. Okay. I saw that thing of I have a defense, and now I'm going to make my players fit into that defense. Mm-hmm. That's not the way you coach. The way you coach is my defense has to fit in to the skill set of my players.
What's up, Casey?
Right? I saw too many ET stunts. They call them ET stunts when the end breaks in first and the tackle goes around. Okay. Man, I don't like doing that when you have a talent that's a special. Now, I'm not saying you don't ever do it because obviously you want to keep the offensive line guessing and confuse them. I'd also like to see Jalen coming from the right side more often. Cam Williams, I thought, played really well for a young man that didn't play at all last year, being academic redshirt.
Yeah.
When he got on the field, he made himself his presence known.
That is true. Hey, at least he wasn't in coverage.
Yeah, that's true. He used Rousseau some last year. Obviously, it was real sad for me seeing Jared Harrison Hunt go down. But when he was getting some playing time,
he looked good, man.
He looked good too. He did. I'll tell you what. I like the talent of our defensive line, and the thing is, I hold them in such high esteem that even though they played well, I'm still not going to give them much more than a B because I think their level of play is capable of even better.
I agree, but I also think that with an offense like UAB and what UAB runs, they were getting rid of that ball quick, man.
They were
because they know. I mean, listen, I think it's going to be different because Louisville likes to take. They obviously have better skill players on the outside, and they like taking shots. So I feel like our defensive line and our defensive ends especially are going to have more opportunities to get to the quarterback than they had against UAB because of how fast UAB was getting rid of the ball, man. But I mean, I think what I saw is you got to see why Jalen
is special.
Thank
you, Hurricane T2Y. Thank you, man.
What up, Hurricane T2Y? How you guys felt about the Big Ten coming back in and maybe messing up the current rankings? You know what, Hurricane T2Y, man?
Impact, but that's fine. They're going to have an impact.
Listen, you know why I don't care about the ranking system? Because at the end of the day, man, we got to win games. And
if we win the ACC, we will be in the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. That's pretty much all it comes down to. So I'm not one to, I don't get excited. I get excited when we're in the top 10, but I mean, listen, okay, we're ranked 17th. Louisville's ranked 18th.
All right.
Even though they have us in the ACC 5th, and Louisville I think it's 3rd.
Yeah, I'm not even worried about
they're I think they're I don't care. Listen, the thing about the rankings, man, whatever. Just win games. I mean, that's all that comes out to.
Absolutely.
We're going to be where we need to be.
Yeah, it is going to change it. Obviously, because you're going to have Ohio State in there. You're going to have, several other Big Ten teams getting.
But they won't be in. I mean, regardless of, because they're not going to start until late October.
So I heard October 17th. I don't know if that's still the case, but
I heard 23rd.
Okay.
So I'm not sure.
So what you heard was the following weekend.
Was the following weekend is what I heard.
Okay.
So, but listen, by that time, I mean,
we'll have several games.
We'll already be several games in, and listen, we'll see what happens against Clemson. And if I'm sorry, but if the Canes beat Clemson, I don't care who's coming in from the Big Ten. The Canes are going to be in the top 10, possibly a top 5.
Top 5, they'll win that win.
4-0, and they beat Clemson. So. Right. That's why I'm not too concerned about the.
But we'll worry about Clemson when we get there.
I'm just saying.
I know. I got you. No, you're right though. We got to win games. That's it.
So the defensive line, I think is going to be better this week, Big Dog. But I agree with what you said. My biggest.
And I know that Darryl was saying it. Man, I like Blake Baker, man, and I think he's a good young mind. But I think Blake is still a little overwhelmed by the talent level, and doesn't. That Darryl Young, I think, had said that.
He says I don't trust our DC.
Yeah. So and the thing is, I'm sorry. Go to Hurricane Tuty's. Thank you so much, Hurricane. His donation, dude. I think he had a comment, and I didn't want to skip by it.
No, we talked about it, Big Dog.
What was it?
It was about how you guys feel about the Big Ten coming back and maybe messing up.
I'm sorry. That was his comment that we were talking about. Okay.
Yeah. What else, Demetrius?
I don't like. He does not do a good job of analyzing his personnel and then helping the personnel maximize their abilities by adjusting what you do defensively to their skill sets. Okay? That, to me, is the most important job a coach has. Besides, you could make a case for the motivational aspect and all these other things. But a coordinator, you need to understand your skill sets and then maximize the usage of those skill sets and put them in the best position to succeed. Okay? When you have a special talent like a Jalen Phillips, that's something that you have to remember. Jalen's going to be that type of guy, and I strongly believe that the offensive coordinator is going to have to plan around him. You know what I'm saying? Specifically, because he can ruin your game plan by himself, the way Rousseau did to, several teams last year. Okay. So, and I'm not, Jalen still hasn't done it. Rousseau did. So, at the college level, we have to, give him an opportunity to do it. But he has that level of ability. So, as a defensive coordinator, when you have special players like that, you have to figure out how to utilize them in the manner that maximizes their skill sets. When did I get mad about Rousseau? They had him. I mean, the young man ended up with 15 and a half sacks, and they were misusing him almost the entire year.
Yeah, they line them up. They line them up inside a lot.
Line him up inside. You remember having him in coverage. God, that still ticks me off. Okay. And people say, oh, but you have a direct line to the QB and his length. I get that. But he's also double teamed every single time. You're guaranteed he's at least double teamed every single time. And he got a sack last season where he got double teamed by two interior linemen and then the running back chipping on him. And he still sacked the quarterback. Okay. But if you're utilizing him in a manner that screws up the defense, maybe lining him up on the right, and then once the offense calls their signals, moving him over to the left. You see special talents like Von Miller. Like in the NFL, they do that in college too. Alabama, Clemson. Look at what they did with Isaiah Simmons. You never knew who was going to line up. So when you have special talents, you need to use them well. And I don't think Blake used Jalen as well as he should have. Okay. And I'm frustrated because I saw a lot of that last year also.
Okay. Let's move on to the linebackers. Okay.
I thought the linebackers played much better than expected. I thought they played really well.
I didn't notice McLeod playing.
I did notice him, and he played well.
I think Jennings played well.
Jennings played well. Sam Brooks, I thought when he came in, he played well. I saw Avery Huff on special teams. Really didn't see him. I don't know how many snaps he got total on D, because I did see Avery Huff, but on special teams.
Right.
Wayman Steed played well. Overall, I thought the linebackers played well. And the striker position, I thought played well. If you want to include the striker position with the linebackers.
Yeah.
I thought Firestone played well, made a big tackle for loss. Keontra, I thought was solid. I expect a little bit more from Keontra, but listen, it's the first game that he actually got a lot of burn. So I understand that. But the linebackers I thought played, I give them a solid B also on the linebackers. Where would you be on the linebackers?
I didn't see McLeod as much as you say you saw McLeod.
Strange Class said McLeod never put on his uniform.
Like I didn't.
Yeah, Jennings did look much better. Absolutely.
Right. Big dog. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
no, I'm not saying McLeod played great.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say. Like right, you're
He did make that nice. I think he made that nice tackle on the sidelines when they broke a run that he was able to catch up to the guy, push him out of bounds.
Right. I'm not saying he had a terrible game. I'm just saying I expected more. I expected more from McLeod, and fair. There were times that McLeod did look kind of slow.
That's fair. Yeah, and now you know why Bradley Jennings is a middle linebacker and not McLeod.
That's the next point I was gonna say.
Yeah.
247. Thank you so much, man. With a $5 I don't know. He said my problem with Baker is his blitzes are too predictable. Oh, and by the way, as always, I still have them Jake Garcia to the U vibe.
I like it, baby. I like it. I was reading an article. There was an article on ESPN about that, Jake and his recruiting.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. I have good vibes about that. I know.
247. I saw your tag on Twitter as well, and I saw that. I think Big Law replied to it, but I was at work, and then I had to come home and start setting up for the show, so I was not able to respond to your tag. I'm not exactly. I didn't read the whole thing, man. So hopefully, I'm answering your questions here. So we already covered Ivey, Big Dog. What do you think about Blades?
He's had better games. He was good though. He was okay, but he's had better games.
Yeah, I think it looked a lot better as well when you compare him to the other side.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, Norman, thank you so much, Norman. Oh, 247, thank you.
Yeah. Read Norman, he says we have to start rotating cornerbacks. Ivey continues to struggle. I agree with you 100%, man. Thank you so much for the $10 donation. Listen,
thank you, Norman.
Hey,
dude, there's almost nothing you could add. That's a perfect comment. He's right. He's 100% right.
Yeah. Yes.
Ivey might compete on Green Tree and all those things. That's all fine. I like that. I love it. Yeah. He's right. And we have to start getting, part of setting that Miami standard is if you're not meeting expectations, next guy up.
Yeah. No, he wasn't bad. Blaze definitely wasn't bad.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't bad. And that's the thing. AVO says Blades has shutdown ability and great awareness. That's the thing. I judge Blades on a different scale than I do Ivey, frankly, because I do think Blades has shutdown ability.
Yeah.
And I agree, Big Nasty. I think Dunson could be a surprise. No, and UAB is not a bad team, Tabardine. I agree. But the thing is, that's true. You got to do it, Richard. You got to do it when the lights are on.
And look, to 247's point, Blaze showed Ivey how to find the ball, just didn't catch it. But that's what you got to do. You got to turn your head, man.
Yep.
You got to turn your head.
Well, and the problem wasn't like on that touchdown, he had plenty of time to turn his head.
He did.
Because that guy floated the ball. It wasn't like, because, when you're covering in that way, you're eyeing the receiver. But once that receiver starts going to the corner of the end zone, you don't need to look at him no more.
Yeah.
Seriously, you don't. And he still didn't turn his head. And it just seems sometimes to DJ, and I know people are saying I'm picking on him because of the Georgia Tech game last year, but
you want to bet?
Instincts are not what they should be.
You want to bet?
What's that?
Florida Gators 84. Miami loses by 10 to Louisville this weekend. You want to bet?
Well, you can tell by his name that was not all the Gator fans are like Captain Trips, so they're not going to all be supportive.
Or Georgia.
Georgia
has always been cool.
That's true. No, we actually had a couple. We had a couple of more Gator fans that have been cool and have been following our show. So we appreciate it. Thank you for being here, anyways. Thank you. But no,
Mike Harley, y'all best receivers will not start at Clemson. I don't think Mike Harley's our best receiver. So,
yeah, I agree. I think Mike is our most consistent receiver. He's definitely the most experienced receiver we have, and he's the most consistent receiver. But he's our slot guy.
Yeah.
We have, I think, our best talent is on guys that don't have the experience as of yet, which are Jeremiah Payton, Michael Redding, Keyshawn Smith,
right?
Xavier Restrepo.
Yeah, we're gonna see those guys soon. We're gonna see those guys soon. And you want to talk about, listen, D Wiggins, man.
D is turning himself to our best outside guy.
Yeah, he is for sure.
And I think that conversation's over, frankly. Yeah. Even though I'd like to see Pope step up, I think our conversation is over, and our best outside receiver right now is D Wiggins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Our safeties. How do you think our safeties play, big dog?
I think overall they play well.
Bubble was flying all over the field.
Yeah, he didn't make a ton of tackles though. I think he only got credited with one, but he was flying all over the place. And Gervin was playing much better. I think this year you're gonna start seeing
Richard, but
the Gervin Hall that can be. I think we're gonna start seeing that this year.
Richard,
what did Richard say?
We gotta see it.
I know. He's saying it too. He says it's time for him to show up.
We gotta see it.
We know
the talent's there, man. But man, I know Louisville's a favorite. Yeah,
but 2.5.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. We set a touchdown record against them boys last year.
Yeah, we was the final score of that game, 52-27.
I don't remember.
52-27.
I don't know how. I think I saw on ESPN they're giving whatchamacallit. Okay. See now you're just like, come on, man. Really?
Oh, they play good.
Brevin Jordan not gonna get drafted. Y'all barely use him. All right, we'll see. We'll see.
He's trolling.
We'll see when he hits. We'll see what happens when he hits that combine. We'll see what happens with Brevin Jordan and where he goes. He's the best tight end in America. So yeah, the fact that you're saying he's not gonna get drafted doesn't say much about your knowledge.
He's the best tight end in America, and he's not even the tight end that has the highest ceiling on a roster. So that tells you something.
I'm done saying that.
Oh, I know. We have to see it.
I'm done saying that. All right,
so we talked about the safety, talked about the corners, linebacker. I think we're good special teams. Obviously, Pope had the big mix. Lou Headley's a stud, man. And I'll tell you what, I saw that coming, and I'll tell you why. These Australian rules football punters, they have always a couple of years of adjustment.
Yeah.
Once they adjust, you got to remember these guys are. If you guys never seen Australian rules football, but that's one of the sports I love to watch. Australian rules football. It's on on DirecTV on 620, and I actually record the Australian rules football games. But the way that they kick is they're on the move always, and you have to, and that type of coordination. And these guys have booming kicks. I'm talking about because the Australian rules football is bigger and it's heavier. So I think Lou Headley is going to take his game now to another level. I would not be surprised to see him be near the league lead, the national league, national lead in punting average. Headley punted really, really well. Overall coverage teams play well. And other than the big mistake by Pope.
Wait, he's not the best tight end in America? Who is that, Mr. Rubicon?
You have some good tight ends, man, but Brevin's right up there.
Brevin's the best tight end in America. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I think you look at what Brevin has produced thus far with the quarterback situations that we have had, it's been pretty impressive.
Oh, Baltimore Kane. I was saying that. I was setting big dog.
Thank you for the donation.
Exact thing. Him and or X.
Yeah, I'd like to see Rooster and Xavier start both returning punts.
Scorpio Kane, man, thank you so much for the $5 donation. We have the athletes at D-line to play freely. We stunt and too much gap integrity and zone too much. Let the D-line just go cause havoc.
Thank you, Scorpio. That's exactly what I meant. That's 100%.
No, Pitts is better? What?
What's that?
Mr. Rubicon, come on, man. He says Pitts is better than Brevin.
No way.
Mr. Rubicon.
No way.
Come on, buddy.
Now, Pitts has a high ceiling. I'll give you that. I will give you that. He does have a high ceiling. But in a lot of ways, he's a glorified wide receiver.
Come on, man.
No. So, but But I agree, Scorpio, 100% with your comment, man. That's exactly what I was talking about. At D-line, you have to let him play freely. I did not like a lot of what I saw, the way he was using Jalen Phillips. And really, to an extent, Quincy Roche. Listen, you have the best pair of you could potentially, at the very least. I mean, we had the best pair with Rousseau and Roche. That was 29 sacks between the two of them last year. And Jalen Phillips, we know the talent he has. I mean, you look at the number one guy in the 2017 class. So, yeah, I agree. I mean, that's exactly what I meant, Scorpio. That's exactly what I meant about Blake Baker, and that's why I was getting upset. So,
yeah.
But anyways, I think that more or less sums it all up. The kicker looked good. Jose Borregales looked good. Didn't have much to do. Obviously, only one field goal attempted. I actually thought we were going to go for that. It would have been like about a 50-yarder, but we didn't. Headley, like I said, Headley was fantastic. I mean, I that's all I can think of really special teams. Wise didn't have any. I mean, we had that one decent return by Pope after the fumble one. And that's about it. So, I mean, overall, listen, a lot of good things to talk about. The fact that we had, we ended up with 3 penalties for the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when's the last time was that 3 for 30?
Yeah.
When's the last time we did that? And especially with limited preparation time. Right. That's amazing. Yeah. Installing a brand new offense. It's amazing. We didn't have more false starts. We didn't have more issues like that. So very disciplined game overall. And I think that obviously the game was, not as close as the score indicated. So,
yeah. Mr. Rubicon, this whole Kyle Pitts thing.
And listen,
what did Kyle Pitts do his freshman year? No. Hold on. What did Kyle Pitts do his freshman year?
But if you don't agree with Bevan being the best tight end in America, okay, so what? He's number 3? He's the second best or third best or fourth best?
Whatever he is, we're still talking. Kyle Pitts is not better than him, man.
I agree. I mean, to me, Pitts is like a glorified wide receiver. He really is.
I'm sorry. What did Pitts do as a freshman? I'll tell you what he did. He had 3 receptions for 73 yards and 1 touchdown. What did Brevin do as a freshman? He had 32 receptions for 287 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. With quarterback problem.
Pitts had a much better year last year. He had 54 for 649 and 5 touchdowns. But look at our offense. Look at our offense last year and what happened. And Brevin still eclipsed 500 yards and 2 touchdowns.
That's my point. 863 is so Pitts. Pitts is not really a tight end. He's not really a tight end, and he is not a good blocker anywhere near. And our tight ends block.
Yeah,
they got to block. So, and in the NFL, even guys like Kelsey have to block, man. Yeah. Look at George Kittle's best tight end in football. Dude blocks like an offensive lineman. So, yeah, I don't put Pitts in the same category as Brevin. So,
who had 22 catches, Mr. Rubicon? What are you talking about?
Brevin? You talking about Brevin or Will Mallory?
He's talking about Brevin.
Oh,
I don't get it.
Listen, Brevin is one of the best tight ends in college football. If you don't want to put him at number 1, that's fine. And there's been scouts talking about he was a late first rounder. Now, I think for Brevin to get drafted that high, he has to have a big season and impress at the combine or pro day.
Okay.
So I don't think
we'll revisit this conversation when the season's over.
Yeah.
Okay. 247 has a question, man. He says, can we talk about timeout usage? It says, is he the only one that notices the misuse here? This to me is a problem.
I agree. And you know what though? 247, I see that a lot in college football, man. And by the way, I saw it. Look at the Monday night game. Vic Fangio with the Broncos. What the hell was he doing? The Titans are moving down the field. He has 3 timeouts and doesn't take any. And the Titans hit a field goal with like 17 seconds left.
Yeah.
Why wasn't he using those timeouts? I don't know. I don't get that. To at least give the offense some time. I don't get that. That was a horrible usage of timeouts but I see it a lot in college football. That whole thing of that the clock stops when to move the chains in college football, I think has given coaches, I don't know, it's almost like brain freeze, like because of that. They play so many options, and man, we end up, and it's not just Manny, it's a lot of coaches end up with taking two timeouts to the locker room that they could have used.
Yeah.
So I agree, but I see it a lot in college football.
All right, big dog. Let's start diving into Louisville, man.
All right, right.
Things to look out for. Things to
You there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Things to so things to look out for. Obviously, Cunningham is going to be a threat. Tutu's going to be a threat.
Cunningham's he's talented. I think he's talented. He's going to be one of the best we face in that position. Obviously, not Trevor Lawrence, but he's talented. He's going to be one of the better QBs that we face.
Yeah. Last year he threw for 2,000 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions, and he also rushed for 6 touchdowns and 482 yards.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, what do you think?
A legit dual threat, talented dude.
Right,
Much better passer, I think people realize. He's definitely a top 5 quarterback in the ACC. I mean, I would obviously put him behind Trevor, behind De'Aaron King, and behind Sam Howell. But I think that's where he's at. He'd be the 4th best QB in the ACC. So he's going to be outside of the other guys I mentioned. He's going to be the best. I mean, you can make a case the best true dual threat QB that we're going to face all year. And our defense has struggled at times with dual threats, especially running the ball. They've hurt us. So, I mean, are we going to see a spy? That's a possibility. We did that really well against Florida. I thought last year when we were playing against Felipe Franks, we used Jonathan Garvin as a spy, which is not your usual usage of DN, but he did a good job of it.
But I actually like that wrinkle. That
I did, and it wasn't like it was a different guy on multiple downs and stuff like that. I think it gave Frank something to think about and really limited his running because he didn't know who was the spy, and then there was times that we didn't have a spy at all. So I think we're definitely going to have to use one up with Malik Cunningham. I think you're probably going to see for the most times it's going to be a linebacker. I have a feeling Blake's probably going to use Jalen like a spy some, which I don't like, but it is what it is. I mean, they have an offense, man. And Satterfield's a good offensive mind. He really is.
Yeah.
And you can't take that away from him. So do I think this will be a top 3 of the stiffest tests we'll meet defensively, I think. In terms of trying to stop their offense. You want to go down like the rest of the list of the guys to watch for?
No, I mean, honestly speaking, obviously Cunningham, like you said, Tutu, Braden Smith is another one. They have talent at the wide receiver position.
They do.
I think
outside of Clemson again might be the most talented group we're gonna see.
Yeah. I think Hawkins, he's a good back. They got Des Fitzpatrick as well. I mean, he went for $110 against who was
Western Kentucky.
Against Western Kentucky. Yeah. So he went for $110. Yeah, man. Listen, Cunningham doesn't scare me with his.
I can say number one, what I think our key is going to be. If we hold Cunningham to 25 yards or less, it's a done deal.
I was gonna say Cunningham doesn't scare me with his arm.
No, his legs scare me much more.
His legs scare
but
me.
He is a much better passer than people realize, I think.
Right, but what also scares me is those little underneath routes or little screens to Mr. Tutu.
They hurt us. They hurt us with that last year.
They hurt us with that last year, and I expect Tutu to have the ball a lot in this game, man. To give you guys an idea, man, I was going through some stats. Tutu last year had 69 receptions for 1,272 yards and 11 touchdowns. That's an average of 18.4 yards.
Thank you, Chug. Wow. Always.
Chug, my man. Great show,
Thank
guys.
you, Chug.
Miami wins 4. Ooh, that's actually very close.
I have it. Chug, we're right there. I have it 38-21. I have us winning 38-21. You're supposed to
wait to the end of the show, big dog.
Oh, I'm sorry. I screwed it up. Never mind, Chug. I don't have it 38-21.
Damn.
38-21.
Damn. No. But thank you so much, man. I always appreciate it, my brother.
You're gonna see Tutu get the ball. They'll find a way to get the ball. But I heard Baltimore Kane was saying that Ivey has to come to play. Yeah, we have to have a good game from Ivey. That's gonna be key. If not, they're gonna find him early and often.
Hey, Lakers, man. I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready for the Heat to take down Braun in the finals. Just saying. Just saying. How about them Heat, by the way?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. By the way, guys, how about that play by Bam Adebayo? That block is going to go down as a big moment in Heat history. It really, that was one hell of a block. I don't know if you guys got to see it in slow motion, man, but his wrist and his arm both bent backwards. And he's still, I'll tell you what, Jason, Tatum's a player, and that block was a man's block. So anyway,
you guys are giving your prediction for this final scores yet, man? We ain't there yet, man.
Stunner has it at 41-17, Rubicon 34-24, AVO has a 45-35. Slim Shady with the big donation. Thank you, Slim.
Slim Shady.
The 305 donation.
34-28 going to be a tough game for our defense.
Slim, that's you have plenty of reason to think that, man. You do. You have plenty of reason to think that. Louisville's a real deal on offense. I think Tutu is our issue. I'll say two things. If we at least hold him at bay, where he's going to get his catches, he's going to get his touches, because you're not going to stop Tutu from getting his touches. He's going to get his touches. If we can keep him in check where he has 6 catches for 64 yards or something like that, I think we're fine. And we have to make sure that Malik Cunningham does not hurt us with his legs. That's the biggest fear. The one drawback we have seen from Manny's defense is running QBs at times have hurt us. So we need to make sure. Now, we did a good job on quarterbacks previously. So let's see if we're able to do a good job on Cunningham and we keep Tutu at bay. I don't see them scoring more than 3 touchdowns against us. So that's why I have it 38-21, because I see those things happening.
All right, man. Whatever, man. Look, I got 41. I got 41. 27.
Oh, so that's real close. I think, in fact, if I'm not mistaken, 41-27. I think that was the same score that
was that Chuck's score?
I think that was Chuck's score.
That was Chuck's score.
I think that was Chuck's score. Yeah,
that was Chuck's score.
Chaos Kane's going 31-17.
I just figured they're gonna score about 3 touchdowns and they'll get 2 field goals in there. So
T2Y has it 35-24.
I promise, Chug. I didn't steal your.
Hey, great minds think alike.
Yeah,
great minds think alike. Taz, I like Taz. Taz has it. That must be like trillion already. He has it 2 trillion to 3.
Yeah, I like that. 42.
Yeah, the spread's 2.5 in favor of Louisville. The spread's 2.5 in favor of Louisville. I'll tell you what, I get it. I do, to an extent, but I'm not I don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't think defensively they can stop us. I don't think they can stop a running game. And if they overcommit to trying to stop the running game, I think De'Ara King's going to burn them because we're not going to miss all those deep shots that were open again this week.
Not just that.
So,
I feel really confident about this game too because, like I said, man, I think there was a certain, picture of playbook, but you can't get past a certain page, and I think that's what happened with UAB, man. We didn't see all the things that this offense is gonna have to offer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And if I'm not mistaken, Red Lashley sort of admitted that, did he not? I think he was sort of hinting at one point. One of his comments was something along the lines of, they have a lot more. There's a lot more there to be done. Because the way he talked about the running game, I think it was what I'm talking about. Because he talked about how dominant our running game was. That there was things that they did not necessarily have to do or resort to do because of the way the running game was working. That type of thing, I think, was the comment. And
247. That the storm looks like. Speaking of which, man, prayers to those affected by Sally, man. That it brought record rain and record flooding. To the Panhandle, to Bama. I mean, listen.
Yeah, we have some Gator fans that probably live up that way, and
so hopefully everybody. I saw some pictures, man, and it's ugly, man. It's ugly.
Mother Nature, man. Mother Nature don't play.
Yeah, but no, I think it's actually gonna pull east. It's already pulling east, so it shouldn't affect that Louisville game. So yeah, man.
Scorpio says, is there a prize for 41-31? Scorpio, you know what? We're going to do that from now on. Because we're juniors looking into printing up some merchandise, printing up some T-shirts and stuff like that. And we got to do that. We got to give out T-shirts to whoever gets the score right. What do you think?
T-shirt. Yeah, I just got to come up with a T-shirt. Because people didn't like my T-shirt.
Well, it's not that they didn't like it, but we already decided we got to make some with that hit stick bust.
What? I'm not gonna do them no more. I got it. I got mine.
Some people liked it. Some people did like it. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because it has our name on it too, and I know, I get it. Because we do like to keep the show G-rated and stuff. So I get it though. Yeah, but we'll come up with something, Scorpio. We'll come up with something.
Yeah, exactly. 863, 100%. They came with a different defense, man. So
Taz, you don't think we're gonna score $2 trillion?
I need to change my
Scorpio, we gotta do that. That'd be cool. It excites me to give it out, and it make everybody give really realistic predictions.
Yeah, it would.
So we have these archives, so we can go over the scores.
Yeah.
And everybody can only pick one, though.
So, besides that, big dog, I mean,
you want to talk about what I want to see offensively?
I
want to see better play from our wide receivers, and I want to see better usage from our tight ends.
I want to see De'Ara King sling that thing.
Yeah, I do too.
No, actually, you know what? I want to see? I want to see some.
And by the way, this goes for, I don't know if this goes for everybody. Every time I see De'Ara King, I'm more impressed by just the way he carries himself, the leadership. Man, just the way he, even on the sidelines, the way he is the personality that you want at quarterback. Seriously, he is exactly who you want at quarterback because he's mature. What happened?
Taz says that he predicts FSU 3 by 14.
No, but I am so impressed, man, by De'Ara King, of the leader he's made himself into already of the team. Even though he's a transfer, the way the guys, you could just see the respect the guys look at him, and the way he carries himself, man. That's exactly what you want in a quarterback. A guy who's mature, a guy who commands his presence. You saw when he scored, He immediately looked for offensive linemen to give the rings to.
Yeah.
I mean, that type of thing that's what you want to see out of a QB. Is his leadership skills are off the chain. They really are.
Brandon, we're not acting like Louisville is Clemson.
No. But they're a good team.
But
they are a good team.
You guys do have a good team, and like we've been saying, man, this has been an unprecedented year.
And I will tell you, correct. And I will tell you, in interest of full disclosure, I'm a big Scott Satterfield fan. I think he is a top 10 coach, young coach in the NFL. I mean, the NFL in college football. You can't put him with the established guys. You're not going to put him with a Nick Saban and those type of guys. But I think Scott Satterfield is a top 10 young coach in college football.
Yeah,
I think he's going to go places.
Slim Shady Canes with a $5 donation. Thank you so much, Slim.
Thank you, Slim.
I don't know how you do it, big dog. He's in Jeffersonville, and it sucks around there. You know where that is, big dog? Is that in Ohio or something?
Jeffersonville? I guess it must be in Ohio, but I don't. Slim, are you in Ohio? And what part of Ohio in terms of Jeffersonville? V Canes, thank you so much.
Whoa,
man, thank you so much. Yep, thank you.
Currently on a flight back to Connecticut, but had to tap in to catch the best father-son duo on the planet.
Oh man, thank you so much, man. Lots of work still needed. I agree, V. I think it was a good beginning.
Thank you, man.
And wow. the thing, V, that I was really impressed was the lack of penalties. I really expected to see a lot of false starts, a lot of illegal motion when you got two guys moving at the same time. Those things that when you implement a new offense, well, shoot, look at last year against Florida. We had 14 penalties against Florida.
Yeah.
And 10 sacks, and some of those sacks were missed assignments.
Yeah.
And we didn't see that game one. And, yeah, I think Rhett Lashley deserves a ton of that credit. Mandy deserves some of that credit. I think Ed Reed deserves some of that credit. And, frankly, I think De'Aaron King deserves some of that credit. He has a...
Some shady says that is right off of 71, big dog, between Cincinnati and Columbus.
Oh, okay. I know exactly where that is then. I didn't know it was Jeffersonville. The company I work for, we were going to build a store in Middletown. And so I guess Middletown's probably real close to Jeffersonville. Yeah. He says right off of 71. Yeah, I would think Jeffersonville and Middletown are real close together. But yeah, some of the now I do have new internet that I got like 2 weeks ago, which is the 5G supposedly. So we'll see if that's a big difference. Yeah, I'm actually just outside of Dayton in a town called Bellbrook, Slim.
So yeah, thank you so much for the
86322 is you're perfect. You're right. He's smaller than Tony, but faster. And Tutu is special with that ball in his hands. I know he's undersized, but he's special, man.
Ooh.
He is electro.
Ooh. For some, doesn't worry you guys. The 40-something, it's supposed to be in the 40s, 247 in Louisville.
Yeah, I heard. I didn't know it was going to be that low, but I did hear it was going to be chilly.
Yeah, well, I'll blaze Shadow Tutu. I think probably our
I think if anybody's going to shadow him, it will be Corey Couch. Yeah. If anybody's going to shadow him, I think Corey's the best matchup in our corners. He's the best matchup for us against Tutu. That's who I would put on him. Because Corey's lack of size doesn't hurt him. And Corey's a dog and he has that quickness.
So that's if we're not running the striker at the 4-2-5?
That's the thing. With Tutu, I wonder if we're going to start running a real nickel. Still running a 4-2-5, but a real nickel.
A real nickel instead
of Corey in at the nickel instead of a fire
instead of the striker.
Right.
Yeah, you don't think
that's what I would do if I was Blake Baker. I'm not saying that's what Blake's going to do.
You don't think
I was Blake Baker and I was going to shadow Tutu Atwell, I'd do it with Corey Couch.
You don't have faith in Frierson or Keontra?
No, I don't know. I don't think either one of them has the quickness and the recovery speed that the Corey has.
I think Frierson is close.
Frierson might have more flat out speed, but that quick speed and quick acceleration, I think that short area quickness, the Corey has it over Frierson.
Yeah, they better not put Ivey on him. Hurricane.
Yeah, no. That's the one
put
guy.
Ivey on him.
If I was a D coordinator and I love, that's my favorite side of the ball is defense, and I love game planning.
Martin,
what do you say, Martin? Good morning, and your way.
What's
Absolutely,
up?
Martin. He said he was happy with the 495 total yards, and he can't understand why people are angry with team defense. Shut things down too. Yep, I agree, Martin. I agree. That if you watch that game wasn't a 31-14 game. It was a game that was more like a 45-7, more like a 40-41-7. And I thought we played really well all the way around, Martin, especially for a brand new offensive system. And 3 penalties. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Very well coached.
Slim Shady with another $5 donation. Hey, Slim, man, we can't thank you enough, man, for always jumping in here and hitting us up with the donos, man. He says he'll be headed back through Louisville very early Friday morning, and he'll stop by the stadium and put some bad juju.
There you go. I like
the cards.
So put some bad juju on Tutu. But yeah, listen, I ain't scared. I really am not. This is not a game that's worried me. You remember when we went up and down the schedule? Oh, you got to go, Junior?
No.
I know we're getting close to we're past 8:30. When we've been through the schedule, this is not a game that worried me. I figured Louisville was going to be favored because they've been a hot pick for a lot of people to make noise in the ACC this year. I think a lot of people recognize Scott Satterfield and that this team's going to be better than they were last year, and they ended up being better towards the end of the season that they were early. But I just think we match up well with them. I do.
What was I gonna say? What's up, Black Magic? What was I gonna say? Big Dog. Something I kind of want to see with this offense and De'Aaron King, especially some bootlegs, man. Some more.
He did some design runs.
Yeah, but I want to see.
You like to see more boot action.
More boot action. Roll them out more, man. Like especially if you start to see the offensive line not, given ample time. Even though I think they did fairly well.
I thought they did okay. I actually thought the offensive line, like I said, I thought they played well overall.
Yeah, but they did better run blocking than they did pass.
I agree.
Pass protection. I don't know, man. I like the rolling them out a little bit, man.
No, listen, boot action is obviously a good thing. The thing is, with rolling them out, you are cutting down half the field.
Ivey didn't have a solid game, man. Come on, Vincent.
Yeah, I didn't think he was solid.
Come on, Vincent. And I'm not.
I don't think
everybody.
I don't think he played terrible, but I don't think he played solid.
Everybody's just focusing on the touchdown pass and the other long pass. I'm also. There was times that he just got those bad angles and just missed tackles. You know what I'm saying? You have to tackle, man.
Yeah, get on the ground.
So you know. Yeah, 863 100%, man. Listen, Lashley is good. Barbecue chicken. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, we've seen very little of his playbook. And I think Louisville's going to see a lot more than UAB, so
listen,
that's for sure.
I'm rooting for Ivey to have a bounce
I am too. I have listen, we root for every player on there, but we have to also be honest.
See,
you guys know
Lakers all day, there were a couple gashes. You know what I'm saying? But we held them to 3 yards of carry, man.
Yeah.
And that's what UAB does best. So I don't think the run defense was bad at all. I think there was just, they gashed us a couple times. But besides that, man, they rushed for less than 100 yards. You know what I'm saying? They're literally 3.1 yards per rush.
And that's your strong suit. That's
their strong suit. So I don't think our run defense was bad. Man.
No, and again, I don't think, And the same thing with Ivey. I don't think that was his worst game, or that he played that terrible. But I don't
He
think
did, Black.
he was
Hey, he did bounce back. That's why I'm rooting for Ivy to bounce back. I really am. I'm rooting him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, absolutely, he did. No, and at the end of the day, guys, like I said, obviously, if they're Kane players, we root for them. But at the same time, we have to be honest, and we got to tell you what we see, and that goes with coaches, players, and the like. Obviously, you don't. There might be we go about it a different way with these, because at the end of the day, they are kids. I mean, they are young men, so you don't necessarily go at them hard, but we do have to be honest, and we need better play out of that corner.
What happens to Ivy if he plays bad this week? Lakers all day? I have no idea, because
as of right now, I think there's a possibility that we're still going to go 4 deep on the corners, and that Isaiah Dunson gets some burn. I think that's a possibility. And listen, I'm excited about. The problem with Marcus Clark is he's very raw at the corner position,
right? But
so he needs to learn.
But I want to Corey, and I want Dunson to get some burn before we get into.
So Corey had like 29 snaps.
No, I'm saying though,
that was more than I expected for sure.
But I want to see our cornerbacks get, our younger guys.
You want to see go 4 deep and go with Dunson, get some time too,
right? Because then we got FSU, then we got to buy a week, and then
right.
So I'd
like to see if let's say we have 70 snaps on defense. I want to see, so that's 140 snaps between the two corner positions. Let's say we have 50 for Blades, 50 for Ivey, and then 30 for Corey and 10 for Isaiah Dunson. Well, that's sort of the breakdown that I'd like.
Well, you just counted 90.
No, 50 for Blades, 50 for Ivey, 30 for Corey, and 10 for Dunson.
Oh.
Because it's saying we have, it's 70 plays, it's 140 snaps between the two corners. That's the type of breakdown I'd like to see.
Okay.
So I'd like to see Dunson get some.
I would like to see Ivy get probably 40.
And then Blades 50, and then Ivy 40, and what, 30 for Corey or 40?
I'm just talking about one side. I want. Oh, I see what you're saying. So, I want Corey to get some.
You like to see him get more snaps than 30?
Yeah, I want to see him get more. 30 is good. 30 is good.
I thought 30 is a good number.
Yeah, it depends on how Ivy's playing.
If they use them the way I would use them, because that Corey would be following Tutu Atwell all over the field.
Yeah, that's if we go nickel.
If going true nickel, a 2-4-2-5, not with a striker. That's what I like seeing, frankly. But I don't know if Blake Baker's going to do that. That's what I would do as a DC. So
media definitely is hyping up Louisville. I will
they are,
that, Brandon.
They are. And you know how it goes. One guy says it, and the other guy says it, and the other guy follows it up, and then all of a sudden everybody's on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
So 863, that's what I would do. But frankly, I don't have a ton of faith in Blake Baker because him and I have not been on the same wavelength.
Oh, Vincent, we're watching the same game, Vincent?
Yes, Lenoris, we have. What's that?
I don't think we're watching the same game, Vincent. I don't think our linebackers.
I don't agree. But that's
no disrespect, man. I mean, that's your opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool, but I don't agree with it. But I think Ivy's gonna bounce back, man. That's it. I'm not trashing Ivy no more. Not that I've been trashing him. I've been, criticizing him. Okay, because I don't like trashing our players.
That's a good question.
Which one?
No, Black Magic says that if we still have the depth for a NASCAR package, I absolutely think we have the depth for a NASCAR package, because we could use Jafari Harvey, Jalen Phillips, and Quincy Roche at the same time. I mean, not a true NASCAR package, because that would be 4 defensive ends. But yeah, I could see that happening. See that happening.
Yeah. He not bandy size or build. Corey is too small to play in the box on early downs. He's not Bandy's size or
No,
build.
Devin, I'm not talking about. Yeah, I'm not talking about playing a striker. I'm just
Right.
talking about playing a true nickel.
Yeah.
And then to Corey, you can do a combo man zone, even if you have zone coverage, and you could have to Corey following Tutu Outwell all over the field. Because I think we could play true nickel. We don't have to have a guy in the box. Now, obviously, he's going to be in the box if he's in the slot, so he's going to be technically playing there. But I think Corey's fine doing that. And even though Corey doesn't have the size, Corey, if you saw his high school film, he's a dog. He'll stick his helmet in there.
Yeah. All right, man. So let's go ahead and wrap it up. Gotta feed the babies.
All right, you guys, what do you want to do?
Thank you, Carl. Not just bounce, man.
Oh,
Everybody already pretty much gave their scoring predictions. So yeah, man, prime time, and then we got prime time back to back with that school in Tallahassee as well. So it's gonna be exciting. College game day, I believe. I think we're going Stormtroopers. With the unis. Louisville's going black. So yeah, I expect to see a good game, man. I expect to see the offense open up. I expect to see King, hit a lot more on the passing plays. We're gonna see it pass the ball more, but I think that we need to keep on running the football, especially with the success that we had against UAB. You got to be able to run the football, man. And if you're able to run the football, that's gonna open everything else up. I'd like to see our wide receivers play better. I'd like to see our freshman wide receivers get some more playing time. Maybe, like I said, to Corey getting some more playing time, Dudson getting some playing time. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a good one, for sure. I think it's a good stage for the Canes to be on. And I think the biggest thing is to make a statement on prime time. And this is not the same Miami Hurricanes team from last year.
there you go.
So, yep. You good, big dog?
Keep up. I don't think so, Martin. I think that's going to be a big part of stopping them. Is going to have our D tackles having the advantage over them. So yeah, I'm good.
All right, man. Guys, thank you so much for joining us, man. If you guys are new here, once again, man, please subscribe to Junior the Big Dog. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get notified anytime me and the Big Dog do upload a video. We go live every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. We'll try to see if we could throw in a slot, man, for a post game. We just gotta see how everybody else. There's a lot of Canes YouTubers out there, so sometimes our post game might not come into the next day, but we'll try to work that out. Recruiting, anything Miami Hurricanes football, man. If you're watching us on Facebook, check us out on YouTube. Please help us out. Hit that subscribe button. But the best way you can help out Junior the Big Dog is by sharing this video with your friends, family, anybody that might be interested in Miami Hurricanes football content. And yeah, hitting that like button, man. Hitting that like button, and like I said, man, subscribing to our channel, man. It's the best, man. Junior the Big Dog is nothing without the Junior the Big Dog family. So
absolutely,
we thank you guys, man.
Put up Devin Ray's comment there as we sign off. That was a good comment about Baker's Blake Baker. I always call him Blaker.
Baker's third down defense is trash. He needs to get a NASCAR package with 4 DNs to keep real pressure on quarterbacks. That Big 12 defense doesn't work, and our DBs have to cover too long. Watch 2018 defense.
Yeah. I agree 100% that we need to have better usage of our D line, and that's one of the things that was frustrated with Blake Baker. So I'm not. I mean, he's a young guy and he's learning, but we're not. We don't need a learning on the job training. We need him to step it up,
especially with the talent that we have.
Absolutely, and use the talent and maximize it to the best of their ability.
Post game on Sunday mornings is great for me. Yeah, we might end up doing that, man.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
That's what we did some last year.
Yeah, we did for sure.
We can do that. Absolutely.
All right, man. So hey, with that being said, man, as always,
it's all about this you.
Go
Thank
Canes.
you, guys. Have a good night.